Hello everyone and welcome back to WWE Universe, Los Angeles, California. Even surprised for the final edition of Superstars in 2011. The final show of 2011. I don't think the video I asked yet has gone up, so I don't have you guys' takes on what you thought were the best matches, best superstars, breakout superstars, whatever it is you wanted to point out as a highlight of 2011. But I will say, if you hadn't already, if I hadn't made it quite clear enough, if you just hadn't heard it, if you're new, whatever, or if you're new, you wouldn't be able to say what the best things of the previous year were because you'd never seen them. So actually, if you're new, don't answer that. But if you're not new, then by all means, tell me everything about 2011 that you remember that stood out to you, who you think was a breakout, who you think was the best, what you think the best matches were, just some things you liked about it in general, you know? Obviously a lot of that will be Season 3, but there is some of the end of Season 2 as well that you can include in that, because obviously Season 2 was also 2011, it's just that it doesn't feel like it because it was so long ago. But here comes Nemesis Rob Scorpio, who is once again out here tonight looking for tag team potential. He says that as an experienced world tag team champion, he wants a new partner in the business, and he's continuously trying to find one, or at least he's open to the idea of one, I think is more the concept. So, that's what he's doing. And tonight it could very well be David Otunga. I feel like this would be a very odd pairing, but it's a possibility. Also, update from the last episode, if anyone was at all curious, my PS4 controller is now connected wirelessly to the PS3, which is fantastic, because I don't use the PS4 very much at the moment, so I'd much rather use the controller I like for... I have to use the PS3 controller to bring up the PlayStation menu. If you've ever been curious about doing this, all you have to do is go into your Bluetooth settings on your PS3. If you're even still using your PS3, I don't imagine most people are. But you go into Bluetooth settings on your PS3, and scan for a new device, and then put your PS4 controller into pairing mode, and it will connect, because it's just a Bluetooth controller, so it'll work just fine. You can also, you know, use it with your laptop wirelessly, or your phone wirelessly. Whoever takes controllers wirelessly that isn't a Microsoft or Nintendo product, basically. It was really nice to be able to use. I'm not even playing this match, so to be fair, that was a bit of a weird time to have done that, but then I'm going to be doing the other matches. I just didn't really want to rig up Scorpio versus Otunga. I know I played Scorpio versus Brodus. I'd like to think people prefer the idea of Scorpio winning to Brodus winning, personally. But yeah, that one I felt like at least in my heart, I felt like Scorpio was generally someone that people wouldn't mind beating Brodus Clay. Whereas David Otunga is a little bit more established, you know, he's a bigger built, harder hitting. There are reasons he'd be able to beat Rob Scorpio, so if he does beat him, then by all means. I've always thought David Otunga was alright, you know? Into the corner, and a clothesline there by David Otunga. Otunga now setting Scorpio up, and a big powerbomb brings him down. Wow. Scorpio and Otunga locking up in the corner here. Both these two are very shiny. Can't help but notice. They're both just glistening. Glistening with oil. Obviously tonight, as I mentioned before, last week on Superstars, we got a SmackDown match coming your way next. The Godfather in action, as he is set to face off against the Big Boss Man, who makes his Superstars debut. And then in our main event tonight, we've also got tag team action, as it was set up last week. Kelly and Eve are set to face off against Trish Stratus and Natalya. think after Kelly cost Trish Stratus her Divas Championship shot this past Monday on Raw, Trish is really going to want to get her hands on Kelly tonight.
What an impact from the knee.
The ring is going to break. I don't go that far. There are wrestlers that weigh the amount these two do combined, just in one.
A sharp kick.
Well, I don't really have a whole lot to say, admittedly. I don't know why. I'm drawing a blank at the moment on this whole commentary malarkey. I think the Royal Rumble, the thing I don't like about certain pay-per-views build-up is they're a little too long. The Royal Rumble is 6 weeks, or 5 weeks away now. It'll start to feel a little bit more normal once we get to next week. I'm also feeling a little bit hopeless at the moment because I quickly did the math and I have roughly 30 more sittings of this game before I'm finished with it. And that is a lot of times I have to turn this game on. Not to sound like a downer, but that is a lot of times I have to turn this game on. Oh! Here we go, Tiger Bomb from Scorpio. I don't know why he didn't go into a pinning combo there. There is one for that move, I'm pretty sure, but whatever. Cover on Otunga, and nope, not enough to get the job done. Who does a methodical pace benefit here, comment section? So, I don't know. I think we had a pretty great episode of SmackDown and Raw this past week to close out 2011. I hope the superstars can also impress here tonight in what is their final showing before 2012 kicks in. It'll be 7 days deep into the new year once you next see superstars on your screen. I think we've got some great things coming our way in 2012, namely a different game. A better game, a change that needs to happen sooner than later, much sooner. I'm mostly looking forward to 2K15. I know I've been hyping up being done with 13 a lot. I'm looking forward to 15 the most, because I've already done a 14 universe twice. I did 2 years of 14 when it came out because I didn't want 15 at the time because community creations and creations in general were horrible. It was very limited space. I wasn't too impressed with the size of the roster when it first came out and stuff. I think I dug my heels in a bit too much, honestly, and I'm looking forward to actually playing 15's universe. I think it's going to be fun to do something new and different as opposed to these games I've already played the hell out of. I think it's the same reason I'm just not really looking forward to 16 as well, because I already did a full year of that before. But 17 I'm kind of half and half on, and then from there onwards I'm really looking forward to it because I don't know those games that well. I've done a little bit of 19 with TNA Universe, but it was very short-lived. Very short-lived. So I'm really interested in, like, the more newer ones. It's just, I want this back bit. I want this, like, beginning phase. But I think it's safe to say also that by the time you get to, like, just a behind-the-scenes statement here, in case you ever wondered, it very much is the case. When you get, the verdict here by David Otunga. I better shut up because this match might be over. David Otunga got the verdict off on Scorpio, but Scorpio was able to kick out. Okay, now continuing with what I was saying. I think that just happens every season. I'm always going to be looking forward to the next game just because, you know, it's newer, it's different. And I think it doesn't help that once you get to about January-ish time, you have been playing the same game for 9 in-game months. You have seen the same roster over and over again and constantly tried to come up with new things. You can't do any signings. You can release people at your own pace, but you can't do any signings. You can't bring anyone new in. So it's very limited in that sense. And I think sometimes I just get a little bored by the time I reach the end of the season because, like, say 9 whole in-game months of the same people. It gets a little bit limiting. But I'm also, you know, aware that the rosters, they shrink every day at the moment. So that's going to be a game changer as well. Scorpio lifting Otunga up to his feet as he gets back into the ring for the count of 5. Almost up to the count of 7 as Otunga really took his time to get in there. And there he is, and he's back outside. I mean, of course there'll be a barricade break, you know. I didn't play this match. I realized what I signed up for. It's just I didn't want to rig it. It's as simple as that. I just didn't want to rig it. I wanted to let this one play out.
He's going back outside.
Scorpio challenging Otunga to get back in the ring. And since Otunga did not oblige, Scorpio follows. Otunga seems to be playing some kind of mind game with Scorpio here. He keeps leaving the ring.
Is going to return to the ring. Controlling the waist.
Oh. Next week takes down Scorpio, and now Otunga got this submission hold applied. Dead center of the ring. This could be the finishing point in this match. This is a devastating submission hold whenever anyone busts it out. Scorpio able to see the way every other person on Earth has escaped that hold, and he does. Shoves Otunga off, and now Scorpio pulling back Otunga, and oh,
wild strike misses the target.
Into the corner. Scorpio seems pretty determined to take this one to the corner. I'm not really sure what for. Tornado DDT. Okay, sure. And we've seen a lot of blood lately. A lot of blood. Everybody bleeds. Crossbody. I want to say that gets cut back in the more recent games as well. I feel like everyone bleeds all the time in 13 because it was based on the Attitude Era, so they kind of overdid it. I could be wrong about that one. And I'm pretty sure it's really easy to cut someone open in this game. I think it is in 14 too, though, to be fair. Roll up attempt there by Scorpio. A big heel kick. Drops Otunga down. Now Scorpio coming off the rope. Psst, that was a weird move. Didn't quite connect with it. This match has gone over 10 minutes so far. I'm really surprised this is still going. Scorpio now looking for that standing moonsault. What was it standing? Because David Otunga is standing, I guess. Shot my voice out doing that. Now here's the cover attempt from Scorpio, who picks up the victory. And I had nothing to do with it, so don't get mad at me. It's just the way it went. It was a good fight, though. It was really back and forth between the two. I don't feel like that was one-sided at all. But maybe Mr. Scorpio has found his tag team partner potential here. I definitely think that they brought each other to their limits. I don't know if that will be what Scorpio wants out of a partner. I don't really know what he's after, to be honest. I mean, this could all just be one big ploy to try and get himself some limelight. I haven't really seen a lot of Scorpio lately, so it's possible. But that is it for this one as we move towards our next match of the night. It is the Godfather in action once again here on Superstars as he faces off against Superstars debuting superstar, the Big Boss Man.
Making his way to the ring from the red light district, weighing 320 pounds, the Godfather.
Sorry for any noises you heard there. I got up to grab a drink and I didn't think it would be done loading so quickly. You know, because normally it's not. So I thought, okay, I'll just quickly grab a drink. And then I'll come back to Godfather halfway through his intro. Well, not halfway through his introduction. Which was actually pretty good timing on my part to come back for. It's just, you know, you had a bunch of background noise that I'm sorry for. That's all. That's all I was trying to say. Well, the Godfather, such a courteous gentleman, always helping his hoes, as he calls them, up the stairs. Should be an interesting match here tonight. Godfather against the Big Boss Man. I feel like these are two very different types of people. I feel like we actually saw this match back at the early parts of the season, I want to say. I think we saw these two. I think Boss Man defeated Godfather. I think that was Godfather's debut. But I do feel like Godfather has improved as a competitor since then. I feel like he has one of the longest entrances on Earth, by the way. I'm wondering if his is longer than The Undertaker's, and then I realized, of course it's not. Who is beating The Undertaker in length of entrance?
Approaching the ring from the Department of Corrections in Cobb County, Georgia, weighing 315 pounds, the Big Boss Man.
314 pounds. What a big boy the Big Boss Man is. It's almost like that's why they call him big. The Big Boss Man set to compete against the Godfather here tonight. This is an interesting one-on-one matchup, to say the least. To say two very different people, to put it simple. I still, every time I see the Big Boss Man's face, I cannot get over how awful that character model is. I really can't. I don't know who that is, but that's not the Big Boss Man. Like, his video's right there. You can tell that's like a completely different face. They're like modeled after Terry. Terry from game graphics design. Terry was the one that modeled it after Terry. It's like, I'm gonna be in the game. I really like the Big Boss Man, so I thought I'd just give my face to him, because we don't have a face scan. Like, I get it, they don't have a face scan, but, I mean, they did Andre just fine in, like, every game. And I do mean, like, every game. I don't think Andre's ever looked weird in a game. Maybe in, like, a Legends of Wrestling game, but I haven't played those, so I don't care. Anyway, I'll tell you, a few weeks back, we saw a really good match here on Superstars between Godfather and Diamond Dallas Page, so I'm expecting good things out of the Godfather again here tonight, as he was the one that was victorious there. I think maybe here in Season 3, we could be seeing a turnaround towards the end of the season for the Godfather. Of course, we've got another 3 more months ahead of us. Pretty much 4, because it's, you know, no, that's not how it works. I was saying pretty much 4, because it's the beginning of April is WrestleMania, but it's like, no, it's like 2 days into April. I think it might even be April 1st in this year. That's not 4 months, is it? That's all of January, February, March. That's 3 months. 3 whole months left to go. Oh, geez, I guess I do a month a week. Because I do, the way this works is I have 4 days off in a row from work. And I have, like, between, like, 10 and 6 at night to record. And I always try to make sure I do Universe at least once. Which obviously, sometimes I'm not in the mood for, I'll be completely honest. I don't think that's a surprise. I do it every night, 4 nights in a row. I don't think it's a surprise, sometimes you can probably tell I'm just not feeling it as much. Like, I think the thing is, once I start doing it, I feel better. But sometimes the start, I can just be a bit rambly and ranty, and like I'm not really talking about anything interesting. And I'm very aware that I'm like probably bringing down the quality of it, but I want to keep these coming every day. And this isn't one of those things where I'm talking and I want everybody to tell me that it's okay to take some time away from it and that I can slow down if I want to. I'm happy doing it this way. I don't think the videos suffer. I think they're still okay. Everyone seems to like them still, so I think the thing is I just get a bit more rambly. It just becomes less about like, well, like right now, for example, it becomes less about the match and more just, I'll just say stuff. But I think, okay, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, Superstars is like my most laid-back show anyway, because there aren't really stories being told here on Superstars. Superstars really is like the extra show. It's kind of the laid-back show. I feel like something funny and silly can happen on here, and I don't really care. Obviously, I still count the wins and losses, and obviously some people will pick up enough wins that they will kind of, I guess, graduate is the term you'd use from Superstars. Like, that is a thing, for sure. And in future seasons, Superstars is going to play a much bigger role, but I don't want to really get into that right now, because that's spoiler territory. Like, I've got it all laid out. Obviously, this is kind of my layback show. I mean, it's only like half an hour normally. It's just that part where I can just kind of relax. And the thing is, I also always record these after SmackDown, was what I was going to say. Was, I do a Raw one day, and then a SmackDown and a Superstars another day. That's not a month. That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. Because then I do it again the next 2 days. I'll do a Raw one day and then a SmackDown and the Superstars the day after that. And then like if there's a pay-per-view, then I'll just kind of put the Raw recording back a bit, so I can do the pay-per-view that day instead. And in those cases, I do just under 2 weeks of recording. But it's worked. It's been a good system, and I'm happy with it. Sometimes I fall a little behind because there will be certain nights where I just don't record, but for the most part, I do it every night. And I think it's really been beneficial. I think that the channel has looked a lot better. I think it's been nice to have these videos go up more consistently. I know this is what most people are here for, so I want to keep giving you guys that, because I do still enjoy it. I think, as I said before, as I keep saying, I'm just looking forward to when this season's over and I can play a new game, even though it plays almost exactly the same. Well, this is the second time now the Godfather has danced around the ring as Big Boss Man slowly gets to his feet, and he always ends up standing behind him. And here it comes. Yeah. And I call that the Ho Train, because I don't know what he calls it, but it seems like that's what he'd call it. Cover attempt here by the Godfather, and Boss Man was able to kick out at a measly 1 count. That can't feel too good when you're the Godfather. Oh mama. Ooh. Godfather. I tell you again, I'm getting that vibe from the Godfather that I was talking about before. He's impressing. I think that the start of 2012 is going to be a good year for the Godfather, you know. I think he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. Referee in the way here. He likes to do that. He likes to get directly in front of where the superstars need to crawl to. That is a very referee move. And it looks like the Boss Man realized he's going to have to power out that one. And he does. Boss Man, a former contender for the European and United States Championships. I think this would be a huge upset here tonight if he were to lose to the Godfather. But I think the thing is, what I'm remembering is that the Godfather is a great talent. Just because he comes out all jaunty and joyful doesn't mean that he's not a great talent. It means he knows how to have a good time and pick up victories. And I think that's a standout performer right there. Godfather catches him, and there you go. Another reversal there by the Big Boss Man, who now sends Godfather into the ropes, and big boot there brings him down. Boss Man celebrating that big boot as he now comes off the ropes, dead center of the ring, goes to a big splash cover. Not enough. Never enough. Oh, well, they both missed there. Leg sweep by the Boss Man. And Boss Man is going up. Boss Man is up. Whoa, that was nothing. That looked like it hurt Boss Man more. And I think it did. Fight forever. Isn't that what they normally chant when they're both just laying on the floor?
Squeezing down on the head. Got out of the way of that one.
I've heard that chant to some matches that most certainly did not need to go on forever. It's definitely one of my least favorite chants. I know it's just people enjoying themselves and I don't want to be a party pooper, but I don't think that chant is ever really warranted when it's used, is what I'm saying. Sorry if I'm sounding like a bit of a downer. Winding him up. Big strike to the jaw of the Godfather, and somehow that one busted him open, and there's the Boss Man Slam. There wouldn't be a WWE 13 match without a little bit of blood, you know what I'm saying? Here's a cover here. Godfather's hand looked like it was under the rope there. Referee can't see it though, and Boss Man picks up a victory. I think that one wasn't justified. I think the referee missed something really crucial there.
Here's your winner, the Big Boss Man.
The thing is, I don't think Boss Man knew.
He knew he felt he had to win this one tonight.
Well, either way, Boss Man is successful in his debut match here on Superstar. I cannot get over how weird his face looks. He kind of looks like Sid from Toy Story all grown up. You know what I mean? There's just something really odd about his face. Kind of looks like, actually, he kind of looks a little like Kevin James with a goatee. Oh God.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Jacksonville, Florida, Kelly.
Well, here comes Kelly set to team up with Eve here tonight as they face off against Trish Stratus and Natalya. This was set up last week on Superstars when Trish Stratus got involved in Kelly and Natalya's match and seemed to have targeted helping Natalya. We don't really know what the reason for that was. Some people think that perhaps Trish Stratus was trying to get in the good books of someone just a few days before her Divas Championship shot so that she could maybe get some help defeating Lita. I don't know how true that is, that's just what I heard. Don't shoot the messenger. You know what I mean? Don't shoot the messenger. Well, here comes former Divas Champion in her own right, I'm pretty sure. I want to say at some point Eve won that Divas title. She comes down to the ring here tonight to team up with Kelly. It's a very unusual pairing, but these are two women that are basically just looking for opportunity to knock. And they're prepared to take it themselves if they have to. This is exactly what I think they both intend on doing here tonight to close out the year that is 2011. This is the final match of this year. Instagram Diva Stan pages be blessed. No, I actually, I'm not saying that as in like I endorse them. Some of them are really creepy. I was more going about the fact that like, this isn't like, okay, I'm not saying anything bad about these people, because I do think that the women's wrestlers are, you know, just as talented as the men. And I think that for the last few years, it's actually been the women over the men that have been kind of carrying the company more. Maybe not currently. We seem to have fallen into a bit of a dull period again, unfortunately, for WWE in general, from what I've seen. I don't know that for a fact, I'm just kind of speaking my own opinion here, from what I've been able to pick up, nothing more. But there are some people that, like, they don't care about any of the history. They don't care about your Undertakers, your Rocks, your Stone Colds, your Triple H's, your John Cena's. They are, like, strictly there for the divas. That is, like, well, the women. I'm calling them divas because of the time period, but they are, you know, just the women's wrestlers. And that's fine and all. But I don't know, it's kind of crazy almost. Like I respect it, you know? But also, like, it must be such a short show for them because they don't really care about the rest of the show. So, like, they only watch like 30 minutes, max of an hour a week. I'd imagine if you're just keeping up with the women, because they don't have as many women under contract for sure. They aren't most of the show. Which is a little fucked. I do feel like it should be a little more equal.
What a kick. Kelly's looking really impressive.
I definitely do agree with that. But I think you look at some of the women they've got nowadays, and like, yeah, they've shown that they can really carry it on their backs, honestly.
And this is gonna return
You know, I've not been the biggest fan of her lately, but obviously like Becky Lynch, you know, she was a big deal at one point. I do actually think that worked. I think Charlotte is one of the best wrestlers they've got, period. You know, Bayley's insanely talented. Sasha Banks is a good wrestler, as problematic as she is backstage, from what I've been able to see, because she seems to be taking time off for one issue after another all the time. Now again, that's not me dunking on Sasha Banks. I do actually think she's a good wrestler. I just wish she'd kind of get on with her job sometimes, you know. She seems to take her ball and leave a lot more than most, which is, in a way, it's good, because there is that whole, like, okay, she's the one that's not taking the shit. She's making a stand. It kind of makes everybody else look like they're not taking a stand when they should be, but depending on how frequently the problem is, you might just be the problem, you know what I'm saying? I really like that Eve attire. I really like Kelly's attire too, actually. I think I did some pretty decent threads here. I don't normally go on about my threads too often. I normally leave it down to you guys to say whether or not you like them. Shout out to, it's Badger is the commenter that I get fairly frequently. Your comments are always really nice, but you always seem to have something to say about a lot of the threads I do, so I like that. I really appreciate that a lot, because I actually, I know it doesn't feel like it, because they're just there, but when I first start a season, I put a lot of time into trying to make sure the threads look okay. I don't admittedly change them throughout the season. Sometimes I'll change one or two, but for the most part I keep them the same, so it is just kind of the same 4 being rotated, like their default and then the 3 I've made. But I really appreciate that goes noticed, you know? I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that.
She wants back in this match in the worst way.
Sorry if I'm burping a lot. I just had a fizzy drink.
And there's the submission hold. Will this do it? You can't help but be impressed with the poise.
Submission hold applied here on Kelly. We almost could see. Imagine if that happened to Kelly. The screw job that she's been responsible for in the past happening to her. Well, that would be some karmic justice right there. I tell you, Trish Stratus is really getting the best of Kelly right now. And I gotta say also, I'm not surprised that it started off between these two women here tonight. As I said before, you know, okay, Trish Stratus got involved and cost Kelly potentially the match against Natalya last week, but Kelly cost Trish Stratus her entire Divas Championship shot this past Monday on Raw, replaced by Brie Bella.
There's a takedown.
The only thing that could have been worse for Trish is if Brie Bella ended up winning the Divas Championship.
Straight right hand.
Kelly now taking some time away from the ring at long last as Eve comes in. Oh, okay. Love a good old-fashioned just walk out of the way move there by Trish.
Ouch.
Leg sweep brings down Eve. Oh, and there's an arm drag by Stratus as well.
And there's the elbow.
And there's an elbow too. And it looks like Eve.
She deserves a good spanking.
Ew. Ew, Lola. Ew.
Oh, what a kick to the head. Eve caught her.
And neck breaker. Sick neck breaker. Oh. Yes. There it is. The ultimate move in professional wrestling. The booty popping moonsault. Cover attempt here on Natalya. Oh, wow. Well, Natalya is more of a beast than I thought. Impressive stuff. Kicked out of the booty popping moonsault. Unheard of.
A ferocious clothesline.
I was about to say a vicious clothesline. You took the words right out of my mouth, American commentator Jerry the Michael Lawler. Jerry the Michael Lawler. That came out way too quickly.
Got the arm up.
Score Eve here, and now a discus. That is exactly what she defeated Kelly with last week on Superstars. Discus on Eve, and that is over. What a way to close out the year. Natalya and Trish Stratus can say they picked up the final victory of 2011. Well, it was a good showing from both teams, I thought, but Trish Stratus and Natalya paving their way towards perhaps bigger and better things with this victory here tonight over Kelly and Eve. And with that, we do in fact say goodbye to the year 2011. Thank you all for joining me here tonight on Superstars. I'll see you for another edition next week. Until then, see you in 2 days' time for Monday Night Raw, kicking off 2012.